Hi guys, welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. I'm JJ Joshua at jj4insight.com. I want to talk today about kindness as a powerful and radical life strategy, one that can save lives, keep our hearts open, and really support us through these times. The Dalai Lama describes kindness as his religion. I just love that. And he tells us to practice kindness wherever possible, whenever possible. And then he says, it's always possible. So one of my often used phrases is be kind to your mind. In today's video, I'm going to unpack that a little bit about how we actually can, giving you 3 simple ways to be kinder to your mind. There's tons of ways to do it, but I'm going to talk about 3 ways that I think are most relevant for the times we're in, so we can be stronger. But I'd like to take a little time to share a short story about a time in my life, about 10 years during my 40s, when I did what was called a mini ministry. And I carried with me in my wallet at all times little gold stars, you can get them anywhere. And I would hand them out to strangers throughout the day. Hundreds and hundreds of gold stars in 10 years to cashiers, wait persons, flight attendants, any circumstance that I had a little moment to just hand out a gold star, and I would hand it to them and I would say, here, this is your wonderful human award. In all the years of doing this, you guys, nobody backed away from me. Nobody thought it was real. There was a universal response. Their face would light up. They'd look younger, and their hearts would open, and their mouths would open a little bit, and I would ask them, where would you like me to put it? And it was often on the back of their hand or their name tag. One guy had me put it on his third eye. Everyone responded the same way to the gold stars. One time, I gave a gold star to a client of mine who was a top-level executive at Georgia Pacific in Atlanta. This is a guy wearing $5,000 suits and probably a very expensive watch and very highly located in the corporate world. And he had contributed something valuable to the class that we were doing that week. And I wanted to give him a gold star. So I got a private moment with him and handed him the gold star. And this guy, this top level executive, missed it up a little bit and got kind of quiet and shy and said, no one's ever given me a gold star. We all have that inner kid inside of us that just wants to be told you are loved, lovable, and loving, and you're okay the way you are, and a little bit of encouragement to get through the days. Life is kind of hard. But in all those years, there's one story that stays really high on my heart. And it happened in Medford, Oregon, at a Safeway. I was there for a short vacation to go to Mount Shasta, California, getting all my supplies, and I handed a Gold Star Wonderful Human Award to the cashier. And then I turned to the bagger guy, this tall, gangly, pimply teenager, and I gave him a gold star and told him he was a wonderful human. And he broke out in tears, and I'm not talking tears, I'm talking ugly, cried, loud tears. And he kind of leaned on me, and he says, my girlfriend broke up with me last night, and I'm thinking about suicide. So I took in a breath, and I said, honey, I don't think any girlfriend is worth that sacrifice. I want to give you another gold star, and I'm going to ask a favor of you. Would you do me a favor? And I asked him if he would give out a whole sheet of gold stars, wonderful human awards, before he did anything to hurt himself. And he nodded and said yes. And then we had an awkward hug and we said goodbye. Now, I'm pretty sure he wasn't actually going to commit suicide, but that little gold star might have given him and it might have stopped him from having weeks of downward spiral. Maybe it shortened it a little bit. Maybe it did, in fact, save his life. Kindness is a radical act of love. Kindness does more good than we can ever know. So let's make the Dalai Lama proud. Let's all amp up our kindness practice for ourselves and those that are closest to us. And I also recommend reaching out to people that live alone, people like myself, who don't have any human touch for 8 months now. People who are much more isolated, find them, offer some kindness any way you can. And now I want to thank you for your loving kindness. I want to give you your wonderful human award. You know, guys, this is a round planet. What goes around comes around. It's a spiritual law and it's a law of physics. Every thought that we add to the whole that's loving and kind makes our lives better. Every thought that's fearful and hateful does not. So thank you in advance for all your loving kindness to the world. Your kindness makes my life better. And wherever you are, whether you're in the Netherlands or South America or Europe or anywhere in the US or Canada, your kindness makes a difference to me. Okay, so let's talk about those 3 simple ways that you can be kinder to your own mind. These are fast and easy, but powerful. So the first one is to stop as soon as you possibly can when you notice yourself participating in self-judgment, self-hating, beating yourself up. You got to stop that thinking. It shreds your soul, guys. It acts like a wet blanket on your creativity. It weakens your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual immunity. Seriously, it does you 0 good. 0. So stop it. Well, now how do you do that? So I'm going to demonstrate something that will stop the negative trajectory quickly. And you're just going to do this. Stop it, drop it. Stop it, drop it. Stop it, drop it. Clap 3 times and say it out loud. Stop it, drop it. Then I want you to think of 3 things that you love and respect about yourself, whatever they are. And there were times in my life that it was hard for me to find 3. So I suggest, I'm giving everybody a homework assignment. Write down the 10 things you most respect and love about yourself and have them handy in those tough moments. So stop it, drop it 3 times, 3 loving thoughts about yourself, and then do something physical. Run in place, wash the dishes, do something for at least 2 minutes to shift that trajectory of negative thinking, of beating yourself up. And then rinse and repeat as many times as you need to do that. It works. Now, if you want to know more about the stop it, drop it technique and why and how that works, you can refer to a previous video of mine, a previous YouTube called Mental First Aid for Tough Times. Mental First Aid for Tough Times goes into that practice a little deeper and a lot of other stuff that will help you. Okay, the number 2 thing today, to be kinder to our minds during this worldwide chaos, is to dial back expectations. We can't expect ourselves to perform at the same level, or those around us, that we did prior to this major life change. We're all still getting used to it. And the heaviness, the psychic heaviness of the fear and negativity wears on us. We may not feel it directly, but it does. So just cut yourself a little slack and those around you, and take good care of yourself, which brings me to number 3. That is, guard your sleep. Guard your sleep. It is the foundational recharge for our life. And I want to just say a caveat here for those of you with very young children and those of you that do have sleeping difficulties. My heart goes to you. I know this is harder, and you're already doing the best you can. But what I'm asking is to think about your sleep now in a priority of what we can do to become stronger during these times. There's lots of information on the internet of how to set yourself up for successful sleep. Review those. But if you just say, my sleep is essential for my well-being and the well-being of my family during these times, make it a priority. So to finish up, I want to encourage you once again to be kinder to your mind and to those of others. Thank you for clicking in today, and ta-ta for now.